Ladies and gentlemen, Summerslam is over, and it was a banger. My tribal chief is back, man. Roman Reigns. What's good, y'all? It's your boy Azar, also known as Za. I got another channel, but this is the first video on the second channel, the WWE channel. Oh, baby! Let's get it, man. Now, I'll make a video, talking about my favorite wrestlers, things that I love about wrestling, how long I've been watching, all that juicy jazz. But today, I want to talk about the topic at hand, SummerSlam 2024. Cat wants to get in the video? Because I'm going to be honest, that might have been the best show of the year. It's going band for band with WrestleMania. I'm not going to lie. Okay. But yeah, man, y'all know what to do. Subscribe, like the video, and comment down below your thoughts and feelings on SummerSlam. And just the WWE stay in the hole. I mean, WWE is going crazy right now. The show started off pretty slight. It had a God Bless America. I think that's what national anthem type beat performance by Jelly Roll. We got a performance by Jelly Roll. I'm gonna be honest, he could have left that shit at God Bless America and I would have been chilling. But he does come back into play later, and it was kind of decent, I can't lie. And then we also get, our host of SummerSlam, The Miz, and R-Truth introducing Jelly Roll. It was a cool start to the show. I did not need a live performance, but I'm glad it was at the beginning instead of in the middle, like, who was it? Fucking Hardy at Royal Rumble? That shit was trash. That shit was tragic. I don't know why they did that. But then we get to our first match of the night. Rhea Ripley versus the champion Liv Morgan. And this match, it was pretty good. You could tell they were keeping it slight because, Rhea's just coming back from her shoulder injury. And you could also tell that this is only the beginning of what I think is going to be a trilogy that probably leads to Bad Blood. But with the end of the match, you can probably go to WrestleMania if they wanted it to. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't be mad at it. I'm not gonna lie, they had like a very straight up whack start to the match with Liv running away from Rhea again and again and again. Like 1 or 2 times was okay, but it was like for 2-3 minutes. Like, what? Who decided that? That was stupid as hell. But when the match started getting going, they got some offense in. Both sides got some offense in. But then they did this insane thing where they played into Rhea's shoulder injury, had it look like it popped out. It genuinely looked like her shoulder was out of the socket. As someone who's dealt with those type of injuries before, I was like, oh shit, is the match gonna stop? But then they played it up so they could do this spot where Rhea pops it back in herself. That shit looked gnarly. I'm not gonna lie, that shit looked legit. I was like, oh. But I was like, yeah, let's box. Most of the match was Rhea, if we're being honest, beating Liv's ass, going Hulk mode on her ass. Until out of nowhere, Liv decides to get a chair that Rhea takes, and Dominic Mysterio stops her from hitting Liv. Now, it was made to seem like he was doing this so that she could win the title, because, you can't win the title if you hit her with a chair, Rhea, like, dumbass. But after he takes the chair away, Liv hits an Oblivion. 1, 2, oh! But shortly after that, the chair gets reintroduced. Oblivion on the chair. 1, 2, 3. Liv is the winner. But that's only the start of the goodness that happened with this match. Because after the match, Dominic Mysterio picks up Liv and kisses her? What? They started out this show hot. Storyline development to the wazoo. So is Liv a part of Judgment Day now? Is Judgment Day no more? We're going to find that out later. But honestly, this was a solid start to SummerSlam. The match wasn't too crazy. Like I said, you could tell they didn't want to go too crazy with Rhea's shoulder injury. And it's probably going to be a trilogy, so they don't want to show off their best moves just yet. But it was a fun start to SummerSlam. I give that a thumbs up. I definitely give it a thumbs up. Next up, we had a match that I was honestly shocked at how short it was, with Braun Breaker facing the champion Sami Zayn. Now, let me say real quick, I don't get the whole Sammy Hogan thing. I think that's so corny because like 8 months ago, everybody loved Sami Zayn and was like, why isn't he winning more? Hell, last year, everybody wanted him to be the world champion. They wanted him to beat Roman Reigns. And now he's Sammy Hogan because he's actually being booked like, strong. Like he should have been a while ago. Like, what? WWE fans are very interesting, but this match was shockingly shorter than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like 10-15 minutes, maybe 15-20. I thought they were going to really get to show their offenses fully, like they didn't get to do at Money in the Bank. But honestly, it was Braun Breaker beating ass for most of the match. Sami Zayn looked like he was coming back into it. He goes for the haluva kick, spear, 1, 2, 3. Braun Breaker's your new Intercontinental Champion, baby. I was like, wow, that was short, but sweet. Honestly, it was pretty sweet. They got everything they needed to do done diligently, and honestly, magnificently. Like, Braun Breaker looked good. Sami Zayn still looked good in defeat. Sammy's going to do bloodline business. Braun Breaker's going to be a dominant champion. He's probably going to have a reign as long as Gunther, maybe a little bit shorter, because do we need another 666, crazy number, day reign? Like, I don't think we need all that. But I don't think Braun's losing it anytime soon. Honestly, he might not lose it to like next SummerSlam to like, I don't know, Trick Williams or something. Someone called up. It's going to be someone huge. Someone huge has to be Braun Breaker. It's probably going to be the same route he goes that Gunther did. It's going to be, Intercontinental Champion, dominant, and then he's going to be the World Champion next year. But yeah, good match. Another thumbs up. Way shorter than I expected, though. Way shorter. That match before started an insane streak of championship change after championship change. I couldn't believe it. Triple H has been really, tight when it comes to changing champions. But tonight he said, fuck it. Let's just put it all out there. Everybody get a new title. Here, Oprah style. Because the next match on the card was the champion, Logan Paul, versus L.A. Knight. Yeah. And honestly, up to this point, I thought this was going to be match of the night. They started out with L.A. Knight getting a dope entrance, breaking Logan Paul's mirror. It didn't budge the first time, but he got it done. And then the match didn't even start normally. They started with a fucking brawl. That shocked me too. They were going crazy. Prime hydration station always getting done dirty. A neck breaker onto the announce table. The table didn't budge. That looked nasty. I can't believe Logan Paul took that bump. That got me thinking the shit he was doing in this match, he wanted to show out, not only because it was his hometown, but because I think he's going to take a long break after this. I think he won't be back to WrestleMania season. His wife is pregnant. He was champion for, 270 days, third longest U.S. title reign ever, which is kind of ridiculous because he defended the title, 3 times max? But anyway, they had a damn good match. LA Knight got us some different offense, doing this jump to the top rope, elbow drop. That shocked me. Fucking Logan did this insane springboard. One of the best springboard moves I've ever seen. That literally made my jaw drop. I was like, did he just do that? That blew my fucking mind. Also did a great job with the 2 counts in this match. There were a few points where I was like, fuck, Logan's going to retain again, isn't he? Especially when they pulled out the brass knuckles. WWE and their Logan Paul brass knuckle spot. I love that it's like a part of his character now, though, this Jeff guy. Michael Pulsar was like, oh, here's Jeff. He's got the brass knuckles again, doesn't he? But this time, it was MGK who had him on a chain. Crazy. It kind of looked tough, though. I'm not going to lie. He hit LA Knight in the face. About to do the lariat thing he does. I forget what it's called. Buckshot lariat. He was about to do the buckshot lariat, but LA Knight catches him. It's a mean BFT. 1, 2, 3. LA Knight is finally a champion in WWE. Long overdue. He wasn't lying when he was saying it. Long overdue. LA Knight should have been U.S. champion last year, but instead they put him in a match against Roman Reigns, which we all knew he was going to lose. Dumb decision, but he's finally where he should have been. He's going to make the U.S. title look proud. He's probably going to face everybody on the SmackDown roster. I think he should have a long title reign. He shouldn't lose to like WrestleMania, maybe even a little bit longer than that. And then we can move him to Raw and have him go for the World Heavyweight Championship. But yeah, man, this was my favorite match of the night so far. Thumbs up, squared. That shit was amazing. Next up, and honestly a night full of almost all highs. I'm going to say all highs. There was a bit of a dull point in the show, and that was Bayley versus Nia Jax. I'm not gonna lie, for like the first 10 minutes of this match, I was not entertained. This was the point where I was on my phone scrolling a little bit, getting spoiled of what happens next in the show because I had work, I got off late. I was pissed, but I mean, it was like a very slow burn at first to lead to a insanely good last 5 minutes. Like that power bomb to Nia Jax by Bayley, where it wasn't just like, your normal top rope power bomb. She like held her for like 5 seconds. That was insane. When that happened, you had Tiffany Stratton coming in with the fake cash in. Like everything just started to click towards the end, and then Nia started hitting like her freaking 5 moves of doom to put Bayley away for the 1, 2, 3 new champion again. New women's champion. I was like, wow, everybody's getting a new title tonight. Is Solo gonna win? But yeah, man, I didn't think the match was too crazy, but the end of it was really damn good. So I give it a thumbs up. Probably my least favorite match of the night, but even still, we got a new champion on SmackDown, new storylines. Bayley's the challenger again, which honestly, she's probably better at being the challenger than the champion. So I mean, another thumbs up, and no real complaints other than it was a bit of a dull at the beginning. I'd probably say the Bayley Nia Jax match was like the smart of a small stove fire. But then Triple H cooked it up to a wild forest fire for the rest of the show, for being honest. Because next up we had Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk. The long-awaited blood feud finally gets a match. What's with Seth Rollins is, special guest referee. Can't forget Seth Rollins. He's wearing a crazy fit. Seth Rollins in his fits. Bedazzled ref fit was crazy. But he's kind of rocking it, for being honest. It was another back and forth match. Seth Rollins was choosing when he wanted to actually referee, not counting, letting Drew McIntyre do this slingshot under the ring. And then sometimes he'd come in and ref because he didn't want Drew McIntyre to hit him with the chair, which was a little weird, but I wasn't thinking too much about it. I thought it was hilarious, though, that half the match's storyline was based off that damn bracelet. It was a tad bit goofy, just a tad bit, when he was hitting the anaconda vice, and he's like, "This thing has my bracelet on. Give my fucking bracelet." Maybe that's kind of accurate, though, because if somebody had your shit on and you were beating their ass, wouldn't you take your shit back and then continue beating their ass? So I kind of get that. He noticed that Seth Rollins picked it up and put it on. That was a good spot. I'm not going to lie. I was like, ooh. He hit Seth Rollins with a GTS. He goes over to Drew McIntyre, gets hit in the nuts, gets hit with a Claymore. Seth Rollins, dazed and confused. 1, 2, 3. Bang! Another banger match. Following up that, I don't want to keep doing Bayley Nia Jax like that, but you go from LA Knight to that to this, it was like, woo! Ooh! You know what I mean? I think there were two main things I was looking for out of this match. One, that it wouldn't be a one-off match. Like that they wouldn't show everything and that this goes into Bad Blood, maybe even longer. And two, that CM Punk, Chicago-made Punk, my city Punk looked good, man. And he looked good. CM Punk, he looks swole. He looks way better in shape than he did in January. Let me just say that first. He was doing his normal moves. He didn't look as sluggish as he did in January. You could tell he really wanted to get it right, get his body right, so he could come back with an impact, and he did it. I'm excited because this is definitely going to go past Bad Blood. It could be WrestleMania. I think the WrestleMania goal, like a bunch of other content creators and people in the wrestling space think, Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. But I would not be mad at Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship. I know that sacrifices Gunther, but this story is just one of the best stories in wrestling. One of the best since I've returned to wrestling in 2022. Like, I just love it, man. Thumbs up square. Another thumbs up square. This is a banger match. But then, Summerslam just kept on cooking. No pun intended. It's hot WrestleMania pretty much. Simon Miller, shout out Simon Miller. But anyway, next up we have Gunther, the Ring General, Gunther versus Damian Priest. I'm not gonna lie, every week Damian Priest has been growing on me. Ever since that backstage segment with Jey Uso and Dominic, I'm like, okay, I could kind of dig Damian Priest as a babyface. And if this match didn't show you that he's a pure babyface at this point, I don't know what could. Gunther looked good, per usual. He's probably my favorite wrestler right now. His matches are just so hard-hitting, so brutal, and they feel so damn real. His chest was literally leaking blood from all the chops he was taking. And he looked at it, licked it, and put it in his hair. I was like, whoa, this dude is he's fucking insane. And I like it. I like it. Damian Priest looked good as well. They were both getting in great offense. It looked for a while like Damian Priest was going to get the win. I'm not going to lie. Personally, my prediction was Damian Priest, and then Gunther wins in Berlin. But with the way it ended, it couldn't have ended any better. We had Finn Balor come out of nowhere, and as it looked like he was going to help Damian at some point, this spot was a little messed up because, Gunther was a little too far from the ropes, but I don't really care about that. Finn puts Gunther's foot on the ropes, and he looked like an anime villain after he did it. The way he went. I was like, okay, modder up. But that shit was perfect. Judgment Day is in crumbles. First we had the Dominic turning on Rhea. Now we got Finn turning on Damian. And let's be honest, this was bound to happen. This has been built up for months and months and months and months. A Triple H long-term storytelling. And it couldn't have been at a more perfect place at a more perfect time for Finn to finally turn on Damian. I also love the spot where Gunther was choking him out. Finn gets a rage boost. And instead of going for the win, he goes over to choke Finn Balor one more time. And then he gets put to sleep. I just thought that was beautiful storytelling. This is shot up to one of my favorite storylines. I'm getting chills thinking about it. One of my favorite storylines in WWE right now. I can't wait for Monday Night Raw to see what they get. they got cooking next. The video might come out Tuesday, so it might have happened already, but man, amazing, beautiful, wonderful, spectacular, great match. This is probably the match of the night. It's close with the LA Knight match for me because I just did not expect that match to be that good. But this was hard. This was everything I wanted from a Damian Gunther match, and I wouldn't be surprised, and I wouldn't be mad if they do it again in Berlin. Thumbs up. Squared, fuck it. And before the main event, we had, Miz, Truth come out and say the attendance numbers. We really don't give a fuck about that. Like, a fuck. I really hate those segments, if I'm being honest. But Jelly Roll giving Austin Theory that choke slam was low-key fire. I'm not gonna lie. Austin Theory is one of the best sellers in the game. Honestly, one of the best wrestlers in the game, and I can't wait for him to turn face and actually get a good push. But that was a terrific sell. They couldn't have picked anybody better to do that. Shout out Jelly Roll, shout out Austin Theory, shout out Grayson Waller, and shout out R-Truth in the Miz, man. But now we are at the main event of the evening: the fake Timu Wish Tribal Chief Solo Sikoa versus the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes for the big one, the WWE Championship. And I'm gonna be honest, I've seen a lot of discourse about this match, and honestly, I kind of agree most of it. The beginning of it was super slow. I was watching it late at night, granted, and I kind of wanted to go to bed at that point, but it was super slow, little boring. Just your classic Solo match, your classic Cody match. Like the story of Solo, studying Cody, so he was like countering all his moves. That was cool, I guess. But it was supposed to be Bloodline Rules. Like what are we doing? Like I do think it should have been more violent, but that could just be me, like my suspended imagination about what I thought a Bloodline Rules match could be. But Bloodline Rules is mainly so people can get involved in return. Because at the end of the match, we had, the Bloodline come out, they were beating ass, and then, Kevin Owens came back, Randy Orton came back, they did their thing, they all fought away, got them out of there. Then Jacob Fatu, he is so cold, man. He came in and did his 3 moves of doom, looked amazing while doing it, put Cody through the table. Then he had a little scary moment where his ankle hurt. It looked like he hurt his ankle or maybe his knee, and he just didn't stand up again. And I couldn't tell if he was just acting his ass off. If so, put him in a Marvel movie, or if he was actually hurt. I hope he's not actually hurt because he's fucking amazing, and I feel like that would mess up the whole story. Because to me, it felt like Jey Uso was supposed to come out to stop him, but I could be wrong. No Jey Uso in SummerSlam is kind of criminal. But anyway, we got the return of the original Tribal Chief, the real Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. No Paul Heyman yet. It would have been cool if it was ladies and gentlemen, but it was nice hearing Roman. New song. It's decent. It's a little slow at the beginning, but it's decent. Nothing's going to beat that. No, nothing's going to beat that. But it's still pretty solid. Roman comes back, hits a Superman punch and a spear combo on Solo. Cody's looking at him like, what? All right, I guess. Hits the crossroads, 1, 2, 3, and still. It was a decent match. I do think there were probably 2 other matches, Gunther, Damian, CM Punk, Drew, that could have main evented instead of this, but Roman Reigns came back. You got to end the show with Roman coming back, who's now a full babyface. It's finally working. Fans actually like him, me included. I love me some Roman Reigns, I'm not going to lie. The aura. When you say aura when it comes to a WWE wrestler, you think of Roman Reigns. He just has the aura, that John Cena aura, that Brock Lesnar aura, that Steve Austin aura, the Rock aura. Like, Roman's got it, man. The storyline's going to advance with the Bloodline. We're definitely going to get Bloodline War Games, which is going to be fire. Does The Rock get involved? That's a good question. But yeah, I'm not too sure where they're going to go with Cody after this, but as long as he gets away from the Bloodline for a while, I hope he does. Maybe we need a little promo with him and Roman to be like, okay, we're both here. I'm going to go handle my family business. I'm going to come back for that title later. If we get something like that, that's all I need. I don't know if it's too early for Randy and Cody. It might be a little bit because that's a WrestleMania match, but I don't know. We gonna see. Either way, it was a great show nonetheless. The right winners won in every match, in my opinion. The storylines are pushed. The rest of the year is looking great for pay-per-views and storylines and all that jazz. WWE just were hitting all cylinders last night, man. Amazing. My favorite show of the year. One of the most fun shows of the year. My biggest highlight would be LA Knight finally winning some gold. / Roman Reigns coming back. And the lowest point, like I said, the beginning of that Bayley Nia Jax match just did not grapple me whatsoever. But yeah, man, first video on the second channel. Go ahead and subscribe to the other one if you like anime, movies, any of that jazz, because we're still going to be posting over there. But subscribe to the new wrestling channel, man. I'm trying to make this one the main channel eventually. And with y'all help, we can do that, man. But yeah, it's your boy Zai. Good to meet y'all if y'all some newcomers. The WWE is on fire, man. Let's go. I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Peace.
Roman Reigns is back.
My tribal chief.